Hey guys, welcome to the third part in the Roblox Scripting for Beginners tutorial series. Today we're going to be covering arithmetics and object-oriented programming, because arithmetics is just such a simple topic that it wouldn't be worth a full video. So, let's get started by, of course, creating a new script and deleting it. Now, arithmetics is, again, very simple. We'll just put it in a print function because you can't do it by itself. So, we're going to do 5 plus 5 and run it. And of course, and that'll print 10 because that is what 5 plus 5 equals. Now, 5 minus 5 will print 0 because that is what 5 minus 5 equals. Now, multiplication, if we 5 times 5 with the star symbol, now make it a bit bigger, with the star symbol, and then hit run, we'll get 25, because 5 times 5 is 25. And now, division, if we divide it with the /, that'll give us 1, because it's dividing 5 by 5. Now, I'm going to talk about this one other thing that's not really part of arithmetics, but I think it's quite useful in some places. And I'm mentioning it now because I don't think I'd put this anywhere else. So if I do 5% 5, that will output 0. And that is because the percentage sign will give you the remainder of two numbers. So say, if 5 divided by 5, the percentage sign will give you the remainder of two numbers divided. So, of course, 5 divided by 5 is 1, so that has no remainder, while 5 divided by 7 is around 0.7, which means that it has a remainder. So, let's see, 5% 5 will, of course, give us 0, and 5% 7 will give us 5, for whatever reason. I'm not actually sure why on that one, but now, the way this is useful is you can check if it has a remainder or not. So it equals 0. So if it, of course, this does not equal 0, so it'll be false. But if I do 5% 5 again, then it equals true. All right, cool. Now, object-oriented programming. We're just going to create a part real quick. So we have this part. Now, each part has its properties, of course, and those properties can be accessed through a script. So let's just say I want to do local part equals workspace.part. So that is a variable to reference the part in the workspace, that part that was just created. You can also rename it if you want. So hello world, and then you just change it to workspace.hello world. Now that references that same part. This part has its properties. So if I do part dot, you'll see it has a bunch of properties. So let's say I want to change its transparency. Transparency is how visible it is. So if I were to change it to 0.5 and then I hit run, you'll see that it is now half transparent. If I changed it to 1, then you'll see that it is completely gone. You cannot see it anymore. There's also part.color equals color3.new. Then we can use this little tool here to select a color. So let's say if we want to make it red, it'll give us this. This is a bit more complicated. Usually I'd like to use from RGB here because it's just easier to read. And if I hit run, then I get a red part. Lovely. Now, of course, you can mess around with all these. I'm just going to do one more though. So let's say .anchored equals true. I'm just going to move it up here. So normally, of course, this would fall because it is not anchored. But if I hit run, the script will anchor it and stop it from falling. That's about it for arithmetics and object-oriented programming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye!